Nice going, Nadine. Your plan worked like a charm.
Woohoo!
I'm glad we were able to get the poor creature out safely.
You might want to leave your windows closed when you step outside from now on.
Oh, I most definitely will.
Guess we should head back.
God bless you, folks.
Surprised he didn't say something like, but it's the devil, he opened the window on his own. Day 749.
Huh. There's a lady running toward the road. The heck is she doing?
Just run her over, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Madre de Dios!
I'd better see what's going on.
Thought Lola was actually gonna do
What is
it.
it? Bandits?
Whoa.
Highwaymen?
Worse. Performers.
Good day to you,
Hey, I take
travelers.
exception to that.
What's so good about it then? And what are you thinking, running out in front of the wagon like that?
I apologize for the theatrics. I fear it's in my nature.
The dog couldn't care less.
She really just ran out in the road?
Like a deer. She's lucky I keep the brakes in good condition.
Are you looking to get
And
hit
that you
or
decided
something?
to use them.
No, of course not. I suppose I'm, well, desperate.
That much is clear. You running away or something?
Heavens no, I could never do that. I'm the impresario of this theater troupe. Name's Kate Hatomi. Our show opens next week, and I'd be fibbing if I said it was going well.
Well, sucks to be you. We're on our way now.
Sounds to me like you are trying to run away.
I am doing nothing of the sort. All I
Really?
ask
We
is
are.
an hour of your time. We've been rehearsing this play for so long. We're all too close to the material. We need fresh eyes and unbiased opinions.
Oh.
If you could but watch our rehearsal
Hope you find
and
them. We're
share
busy.
your honest, unvarnished impressions, you would be doing us a good turn. The performance will be gratis, of course.
We gotta watch this thing, don't we?
Lucky for you, we've got Gentleman Jake on board. He's an expert showman.
The gentleman
Well,
Jake?
a showman.
Why, it would be an honor to play for him.
What do you think, Miss Johnson?
I think it sounds like an excellent chance to get a few winks. I'll park just over there. Y'all have fun.
Didn't she tell us when we first started on this journey she wasn't gonna make any unnecessary stops?
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself and all the Queen's Mid-Atlantic players, welcome! This is a peek behind the curtain, if you will, at a work in progress. I thank you most humbly for your indulgence, and warmly invite you to share your impressions following the rehearsal.
Sucks!
Now, please enjoy the show. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a beautiful and charming princess.
King's Quest did it!
My land, the people kind, the water fresh, and the days are sunny and bright.
The princess was loved and admired by everyone in the land, except one. An evil wizard coveted the kingdom and kidnapped the princess, intending to marry her and gain the throne.
No, seriously, I'm pretty sure King's Quest did that.
To ensure
6, I
she
believe.
could not escape, he summoned a terrifying dragon to guard her.
Okay, I don't remember that part. Aha.
However, all was not lost.
No, all was lost.
For a young hero rose to the challenge.
I shall battle the dragon and save the princess. That is, if my dear mother lets me. I said, if my mother lets me, of course.
Faye, that's your cue. Faye? Where the hell is Faye?
I don't know. Last I saw her, she was in her tent.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Well, I'm sorry you lost one of your players. We gotta get going now.
Sorry, folks, I don't know what I was thinking. It's clear we won't be getting anywhere with this rehearsal. You can change out of
that's a
your
shame.
costume now, Dwayne. We're done here. Martina? Quentin? Same goes for you.
But I spent hours on my makeup.
Looks good. We gotta be
And
going.
I spent months on this show. Look where that's gotten us. Everything I do to keep all this together, and you lot can't might even turn up on stage now and then to hit a mark and say a few lines.
To be fair, they did.
Not with you, I need to think. I really must apologize for wasting your time. I knew the show needed some work. I didn't realize it wasn't fit to perform.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, well, good luck to you. Come on, we need to keep going.
Harley, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Pay no mind to Miss Legere. We'd be glad to help you make some improvements.
Pay no mind to the person I
Much as it
hired
pains
to
me, I can't
provide
honestly
protection
say
for
we
the
are in
team.
need of help.
Certainly.
Part of
Well,
which includes
I'm
keeping us on
curious to hear your
track.
Suggestions. But right now, we need to find out what's wrong with Faye. Your doctor friend went to examine her, but I think she's just having one of her tantrums. You know how actors can be. Or perhaps you don't. In which case, consider yourself lucky. I'm going back to the stage. Come see me if you have any ideas.
I did have one, but Jake won't let me.
Volunteering us to help, are you?
Yeah.
We showmen have a code. Never leave a fellow performer in a tight spot. It'd weigh heavy on my conscience if we didn't extend a helping hand.
So,
We people who
any
get hired
ideas?
for protection also got a code. We're on our way somewhere!
Danny and I are gonna go talk to the two fellers playing the wizard and hero. I think you should help Miss Redbird see to that Faye woman. Anyhow, we'll see if we can't get this show in halfway decent shape. Come on, Danny boy.
Yay. Maybe me and Lola and Lisa can sneak off. Let's look around, I guess.
Someone kept a copy of a local newspaper.
What do we got going on? Las Vergenes Herald, or Vergenes, I don't know. Traveling players perform Camelot in the park before bemused onlookers. I'm not sure if bemused is the word to use there. Picnickers, ramblers, and families intent on enjoying a leisurely afternoon in Las Vergenes' Pelican Park last Sunday were doubtless left befuddled by a nearly incoherent plein-air rendition of the chivalric drama Camelot, staged there by impresario Miss Hatomi's itinerant theater troupe, the Mid-Atlantic Players. The polyglot players, hailing from all over Vespuccia and the far reaches of the globe, gargled and fumbled through their lines in a stilted faux medieval patois. Ye gods, who wrote this? They swallow a thesaurus or something? Riddled with these and thous and forsooths, as they strove to bring King Arthur's court to life amidst the palms and fountains of the West Lawn. Evidently in the habit of traveling light, the performers were obliged to make do with next to nothing in the way of sets, costumes, or props that might enliven the spectacle and in any way further the illusion of a courtly medieval setting for the drama. As to drama, the plot was paper-thin, a stock tale of good overcoming evil, wholly lacking in subtlety and nuance, not to mention any trace of the courtliness and charm one might expect in a romance from days of yore. The legions of nappers, taking advantage of the late afternoon haze to doze on the soft grass, evidently found little in the way of thrills during the proceedings to rouse them from their slumber. Perhaps a more fitting description of the scene, days of bore. Got 'em. Born on August 30th to Mr. and Mrs. Pierre de la Roche of Punta Blanca, their firstborn son Pierre Auguste Jean-Paul de la Roche, weighing 8 pounds 3 ounces. In some years' time, the young Mr. Pierre de la Roche Jr., heir to the de la Roche family fortune, is sure to become the country's most eligible bachelor. Or bachelor, indeed. Married, Mr. Charles Grayson, 27, to Miss Bella Levinsky, 18, on Saturday the 3rd at the Church of the Holy Waters in Las Vergenes. I'm guessing Las Vergenes is this universe's equivalent of Las Vegas. The bride was given away by her uncle, Mr. Abraham Levinsky. Mr. Roy Oakes, 73, to Miss Elsinora Snow, 81, widow of the late Mr. Frederick Snow at the Snow family's Corona Beach mansion. The children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren of both the espoused were in attendance. Died, local blacksmith Mr. Arnold Paget, 51, of Wilshire Lake in a tragic boating accident. He is survived by his wife and 8 daughters, all unwed, now left without means of support. Memorial to be held on Friday next at 4 p.m. at Christ Chapel of Wilshire. Whatever happened to Dr. Bennett Clark? Once hailed as the Wizard of Ethericity, Dr. Bennett Clark has fallen from the public eye in recent years. After the public outcry following the deaths of 15 people in the Lamplight City Expo disaster of 47, he hastily relocated to Rosewater, West Virginia. or West Vespuccia, where for a time he continued a series of public demonstrations, albeit to a diminished audience. No word has been heard of Dr. Clark in nearly a year. Despite the awesome destruction he wrought, he claimed his only wish was the betterment and protection of all mankind. By harnessing and taming the mighty dragon of ethericity, Clark hoped to bring salvation to the common citizen. Why are some of these words capitalized? Do we need to know that? I don't know. Anybody in here? Nobody, so I'm guessing this is Faye's tent.
It's a poster for a musical show called Carondelet. It opened on June 2nd. Must be one of Miss Hitomi's previous shows. A poster for The Mystery at Delphi. Opened on November 6th.
Or maybe it's Miss Hitomi's. What do you got here?
The desk is covered in papers. Lots of notes. What a mess. Most of these seem to be show notes. Here's a list of names. Othello, Carondelet, Dissembling, Delphi. Wonder what that means.
Okay then. Anything else we can get?
What a Othello.
Nope. Othello, Carondelet, Dissembling, Delphi. If this were like a sci-fi game, I'd suggest maybe that's like a code or something. Or maybe it still is. Maybe it's like a combination lock or something.
All sorts of costumes, fake beards, and other theatrical accessories.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why does it seem like there should be a false back in one of these things?
If my eyes don't deceive me, that's a false compartment. Just need to figure out how to open it. No way I can force it open.
Maybe there's some hidden... Oh.
A brass button.
Uh-huh. Why do I think one of these buttons is actually a button?
Apparently
not. I'll take the boxing gloves, though.
Useful.
Apparently.
All sorts of...
Can't take the hat.
All sorts of...
Well, we looked at everything we can look at. Guess we're done here for now.
The actor's life doesn't seem to allow for much in the way of comfort.
All right, try the blue tent. Oh, there's Nadine.
Oh, another visitor.
Oh, you must be
Who
Faye.
are you?
Harley Legere. And you are?
Faye Davies. I don't expect it's a name you've heard. And as I
heard it a couple of times with a couple of expletives
not
lately.
A name I expect you'll hear very much in the future.
Damn, girl, take it easy.
Mrs. Davies, I would advise moderation in regards to that brandy.
Dear girl, I understand you like to dabble in medical matters. Let me assure you that this is the only medicine that works for me.
Have you tried marijuana?
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
Did you examine Mrs. Davies?
I did.
And what's your medical opinion?
She's
I couldn't
batshit
find
insane.
anything wrong with her physically. At least nothing that an excess of brandy wouldn't explain. But she's in no state of mind to be performing.
I don't believe one needs to be a medical professional to draw that conclusion, my dear.
We talk about she's performing all the time. Look at that. Yeah, I don't care.
I'll see you later.
Anything I could steal from your shelves?
Let's see. There are a few wax cylinders here.
Okay. Feel like we should leave them all for the time being until we know which one we want to take. Oh, is that the whole... Okay, the whole shelf is taking a
poster
cylinder.
for some show I've never heard of called the Dissembling Mechanism. Apparently it opened on New Year's Day.
Dissembling. Okay. I need to get something to write that down. Okay, so it didn't even register to me that Carondelet was also one of the names on that list, and that's here in this tent. but also Delphi is here too. So, if indeed we're supposed to associate one of those four names, Othello, Corundele, Dissembling, Delphi, with one of the four performers here, and Dissembling was with Faye, then if we got two of them here, does that mean this tent is shared by two people? I'll be jump to conclusions here. Some more explanation or exploration, and explanation probably, by, extension, is probably warranted here. Hi, who are you? Are you Othello?
Hello, Miss Martina, was it?
Yeah, Martina Holder. I am sorry we could not finish the show for you.
I'm not.
Worries. My companions and I are trying to help your director make it better.
Well, my companions are. I don't really want to.
I'd like to know about your castmates.
They are fine people, and I am lucky to know them. Mr. Ellis always has stories and jokes to make me laugh. He reminds me of a big bear. He's also a very fine actor, and he has performed on stages in great cities all over Europe. Dwayne is very nice, but he's also very shy. He does not speak much with me or any of the others. I have always thought it is funny that an actor is so shy, but when he's on stage,
hi, how you doing?
One would never know. And Mrs. Davies is like a mother to me. She
That's Faye.
cares for us very much and wants to make sure everyone is healthy and happy. Although she does nag a lot. My real mother did not nag so.
So, I could be wrong. This is just a guess on my part. One of those names was Othello. There is a famous stage direction by Shakespeare, Exit Pursued by a Bear, and I want to say that comes from Othello? I could be wrong, but for the time being, I've noted Ellis down under Othello.
When did you join this troupe?
Oh, about 4 years ago. Then my English was not so good, so I did not get many parts with words, but I am getting more and more lines in the new shows.
What were you doing before joining this troupe?
I was living in Bright Bay, working as an art model. One evening, the artist I modeled for took me to the theater to one of Miss Hatomi's shows. Afterward, he told me he was leaving to go to work for a new patron in Italy. He could no longer keep me.
So he took you out to lessen the blow?
Not exactly. It turned out he knew Miss Hatomi. He had painted some backdrops for her. He took me backstage after the show and asked her to let me audition. I was shaking. I cannot even remember what I said. I had never acted before, you see. But fortunately for me, Miss Hatomi decided to take me on. Otherwise, I would have been out on the street.
Goodbye, Miss Holder.
Lovely to be speaking with you.
From the looks of things, it ain't much better. Okay, so I noticed this wax cylinder playing thing as we came in. But again, I'm not sure which of the... Maybe we just need to play all of them and listen for keywords in each of them. I don't know. I can't go into this wagon. Oh, there's a more to the theater that way. I think Phil went in to check out the theater, see how he's doing. What do you think of the dragon head?
Hardly.
All right,
not gonna ask.
See you later.
Hi, what do you know about Othello?
Miss Hatomi?
Yes?
Fine, how can we help?
What do you think would make the show better?
God, where do I begin? Faye's in a black mood. Quentin thinks his character lacks depth. Martina's unintelligible. And Dwayne's swordplay doesn't even rise to the level of farce. And naturally, theater's all about imagination. But with the quality of our set and props, I fear we are asking rather too much of our audience in that department. I'm this close to packing it all in.
Why don't you?
What's got Faye in a bad mood?
God only knows. Quentin took the last of the stew at supper without asking. Or Martina washed the linens the wrong way. Or Storm brewing 100 miles off is making her hair curl. She gets like this from time to time, usually whenever it will cause the maximum inconvenience to the rest of us. I haven't got time to deal with her right now. Maybe.
Yeah, well, we ain't got time to deal with you, but we're here.
What's wrong with Quentin's character?
Not a thing! Everyone loves to hate the evil wizard. He's a guaranteed crowd pleaser. But Quentin thinks the role lacks depth. that his talents as an actor, and they are considerable, are going to waste. And yes, perhaps he has a point, but for God's sake, this is not the Royal Arcadium! We performers have a saying. There are no small roles, only small-minded, puffed-up thespians who suppose that entertaining the common man is somehow beneath them. I love Quentin, really I do, but I've had it up to here with his carping and grousing. He doesn't listen to me, but you're welcome to try bringing him down to earth if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure a total stranger will help out.
What's the problem with Martina?
Weren't you listening? She doesn't so much say her lines as chew on them and cough them out. She's a sweet girl, and her physical performance is outstanding. The things she can do with just her eyes. I'm loath to cut her part or take away the few lines she already has, but unless she finds some way to magically rid herself of that blasted Teutonic accent, I may have to.
So maybe that's what the wax cylinders are for. Helping her with her accent.
You don't think the swordplay is good enough?
Setting aside that our prop swords are as likely to crumble to bits or give the players paper cuts as they are to make it through a scene intact, it's just not very convincing or compelling. Dwayne either needs to get more adept at handling them, or we need to rethink the whole sword thing. Thank God this play doesn't feature a real sword-fighting duel, but it does need a big climax where the hero slays the dragon. How are we supposed to do that without a sword?
What can we do to make your set and props better?
The best thing we've got is the dragon head, but it's not exactly intimidating, is it? Your friend over there
Actually, the
said
best
he
part of
might
the
have
show.
an idea to make it better. Honestly,
Phil,
at
no
this point,
dynamite.
I'm all ears.
So long.
Take care.
Phil, what do you want to do with the dragon?
Had any ideas to make the show better?
Yes, I believe so. This dragon head is...
I knew it.
But with some pyrotechnics, it could really impress a crowd.
Yeah, with splinters in
Wanna
their
make
eyes.
it breathe fire?
Ah, indeed. Far more effective, wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. But how do you intend to pull it off?
Safely.
I can rig it up quite easily, but I need a fuel source. If you can find me some high-proof alcohol, we should be set.
Nowhere to find some. I don't know if Faye will give it to me. Okay, let's explore this way. I think Danny and Jake are out here too somewhere. Guessing one of them is probably going to be able to help with the, yeah, Danny it looks like, with the sword problem. Quentin Ellis.
Hey,
okay,
Danny?
so
Yes, Holly.
Ellis is his last name.
You fellas talking about anything interesting?
Dwayne's showing me his stunt swordplay. He's supposed to battle the dragon at the end of the play. I've tried giving him a few pointers, but it's not going so great.
Talk to you later, Danny.
See you!
I'd be surprised if any one of us actually liked the show, so I'm not asking. Othello, do it.
One of your companions has decided to join us.
This is Harley Leger. She used to be a performer of sorts herself, you know.
You don't say. What
did?
sort?
I was a fighter.
Oh, right.
Not sure that
Keep forgetting
really
about that.
counts.
My dear, if an audience paid money to come see you, that counts as performing in my book. I'm Quentin Ellis, by the by. Delighted to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Okay. So that just leaves Carondelet and Delphi, both of which were in that red tent. Might have to ask the other actors about their past roles or something.
Lots of notes and sketches of different costumes and disguises.
Nothing I can take. Not that I'm sure Harley
Mr.
would
Ellis
want to.
seems rather versatile.
Cool.
Could I have a moment, Mr. Ellis?
Of course, my dear.
I'd like to know about the others in your troupe.
Fishing for nasty gossip, are we? Unless you
sure.
have a couple of glasses and a bottle or two of very good liquor stashed somewhere about
Everybody
your
wants
person,
phase booze.
You won't be getting any of that from me. Truly, they are good people, and I cherish every one of them. We rely on one another. Granted, we have our occasional quarrels, but what family doesn't? It's true that none of them have my training and decades of stage experience.
naturally.
So naturally, they look to me for guidance and mentorship.
I don't think they do.
Miss Hitomi said something about you being unhappy with your character.
Oh, Don't get me started. The evil wizard is a stock villain, paper-thin, a cipher. All I do is tromp on stage and glower at the audience. He wants to rule the kingdom and kidnaps the princess, all right. But why? What motivates him to do it? Drama comes from a rich depth of character. Complexity, not caricature. I need something I can work with, something to sink my teeth into.
Okay then, why do I have to help?
What if Jake and I came up with a better history for your character?
Do you think you could?
Sure. Harley's got the gift of writing, and I've been known to spin a yarn or two.
Very well. I must
Yarns
admit
which
I'm
usually
curious to
easily
see
come
what you
unraveled,
up
but
with.
sure.
Why does the wizard want to rule the kingdom?
To get to the other side, I don't know. Alright, something with depth. Well, they do say the best villains believe they're the heroes of their own story, so maybe try that one? Or no, he's not actually trying... I don't know, just try that one.
He doesn't want to rule. He wants to save the kingdom.
Yeah, in his mind, he's
see?
the real hero.
Oh, intriguing. A subversion of our expectations. All right, but why does he kidnap the princess?
I mean, if he doesn't like her, why keep her around? And these two just seem to fall into his complaint that the wizard's just a cliche. So maybe this one.
He's actually keeping her safe from the dragon.
Unexpected. I like it.
Okay,
and
so
how
he
does
likes the unexpected.
dragon fit into all this?
Go with that. Ooh. That's neat, but that might get a bit too complicated. Especially if he's trying to work in all this motivation without the other actors knowing. But I do like that, though. I'm really not sure. I think the only one I don't like is this one. Thinking maybe either the pet or this one. Yeah, why not? Like I said, he likes the unexpected. That's unexpected.
The dragon is the wizard's mother, transformed by a spell he can't break.
Unless he feeds the princess to her.
Oh my, this certainly took a turn.
Yeah, it kind of did.
You have some unusual ideas, but I'm not sure they all quite fit together. Perhaps you should give it a bit more thought.
Okay.
Let's take another shot at coming up with a story for your wizard.
All right, let's hear it. Why does...
Yeah. Well, I like the first two. He wants to save the kingdom, and he's protecting the princess.
He doesn't want to...
Yeah.
All right.
He's actually...
And how did...
Okay. If he wants to save the kingdom, or at least he thinks he does, and he's trying to protect the princess from the dragon... then I don't know if the pet would make any sense. Maybe this one?
The wizard wants to tame the dragon and harness its power to serve the kingdom.
Ah, I see. So truly he's just misunderstood.
That seems to fit with the other choices.
Yes.
He likes it.
This is a much more interesting and complex figure. The wizard is human, like any of us. He has his own...
Well, I tried to...
needs and
Oh,
desires.
the wizard.
He
Never
is
mind.
Conflicted.
I was going to say, I
He
tried to say the
strives
dragon
to
was a
do
human.
the right thing, however that appears to him. He is the protagonist of his own story. This I can work with. Thank you.
Think nothing of it.
Believe me, we aren't.
Just how long have you been a part of this troupe?
Why, since before its inception. That is to say, Kate and I have known each other since well before this incarnation of the troupe was formed. We met in Paris, you see, back in 27.
Okay.
What did you do before joining the troupe?
I was classically trained at the York Theatrical Academy. I performed all over England before decamping for the continent. When I met Katie, I was touring Europe playing before the crowned heads. Why, my performance as Othello received a standing ovation from Archduke Hubert of Austria.
Cool.
Appreciate the chat.
The pleasure was all mine, dear.
I hope I don't need to ask about all of that other crap. I still need to figure out how to get in that false compartment of the trunk.
How did you find the show?
I didn't want to ask
Well,
that.
there's definitely room for improvement.
Yeah, that's what I
You
wanted to
seem
ask.
quite at home among these performers.
Sure, these are my kind of people. Old Quentin and I have been trading tales about life in showbiz. You ought to stick around and have a listen. You might learn something.
No. Alright, let's see what we can learn from this guy.
Hey there.
Oh, hello.
Can I take his sword?
What are you doing with that sword?
Practicing for the show. I didn't get to do my big fight scene with the dragon.
That sword seems to be giving you some trouble.
Yeah, I'm having a tough time getting the hang of it. The balance on this thing is terrible, and I'm always afraid of breaking it. I never liked working with prop weapons. But as long as we're doing medieval
Should I be worried how you
romances,
included the word
I'm
prop
stuck
in there?
with this sword.
How do you feel about boxing?
I'd be happier doing any kind of unarmed fighting style, really. But how am I supposed to box a dragon?
With style and panache, that's how.
And these
All
gloves I
about
stole from somebody's trunk.
And I have a feeling you'd look much more confident without that sword.
You don't think the audience would be confused?
It's your job to make them believe it. They just want a good show.
I don't know. We've never done a boxing scene. I don't really know a lot about the form.
I used to do some boxing back in the day. Could show you some moves if you like.
Heck, sure. Why not? This whole sword thing clearly isn't working for me. But I'd rather not.
Does that mean
do
I
it
can take
bare
the sword?
knuckle. Not really into the whole suffering for my art thing.
Right. I'll see what I can come up with.
You already know what you can come up with.
Thanks, man.
Give me the, come on, bring that, keep the...
I found some boxing gloves in Miss Atomi's trunk, if you want to practice.
Okay, so the red tent is Miss Atomi's.
Sure.
Kate.
That'd be great.
Danny, how'd you like to help out?
Sure.
So I just gotta figure out if she's Carondelet or Delphi.
First, your stance is all wrong. Stagger your feet, 1 foot in front, weight evenly balanced, knees slightly bent. Good. Now, show me what you can do. Not bad. Not bad. Try not to let your elbow flare out, Dwayne. Protect the ribs. I think you boys are getting the hang of it.
Does that mean I can take the sword? No, I can't. Well, damn.
Keep at it. Doing great.
Guess I'll leave them to it. So I don't know if I actually asked Kate about her past. And also, is there... Oh, well, never mind. I was going to ask if there was another exit between the seats in the red tent. We'll check in a minute. Maybe she could tell me
Miss
if she's
Hitomi?
got
Yes?
more association with Carondelet or...
When did you put this trip together?
As it exists now? Oh, it's been about 5 years, I should say. That's when Quentin and I came over to Vespuccia.
What were you doing before starting this troupe?
I spent some time in London, then went traveling around Europe doing this and that. Until I met Quentin.
Have you performed yourself, or do you stay out of the spotlight?
Me? Oh no, I haven't been on stage since Paris. Quentin and I used to do a little magic show, if you can believe it.
No fooling?
It was a very long time ago. Not worth remembering, honestly.
Okay, then.
I want to hear about your cast.
Oh, they all have their talents. They wouldn't be in my troupe otherwise. But I don't hold with talking about people behind their backs. Why don't you get to know them yourself?
Alright, so we're still able to ask what's wrong with Faye and Martina, so...
So long.
Take care.
I'm guessing we've pretty much solved Quentin and Dwayne's problem. So it's just the ladies and the dragon. And we know how to fix the dragon, we need to get the moves. Hey, Kate thinks your accent sucks. Okay, never mind. Alright, I wanted to check if there was another exit. There's not.
A cylindrograph. It's for playing music on wax cylinders.
Okay. Well, she's obviously not going to give us her booze willingly.
Mrs. Davies?
What is it?
Why weren't you on stage today? Is something wrong?
Something wrong. Something wrong.
Yes, that's what I said.
Exactly what aspect of my current condition would suggest to you that anything is right?
What's got you so upset?
I'm about to lose my place here, that's what. Turned out on the dusty road to fend for myself.
Well, maybe if you did your fucking job.
The sheer injustice of it all.
You think you're being dismissed? Why's that?
Oh, it's a long, long story, but what it comes down to is finances, or lack thereof. Kate has been tightening the belt lately. She says our performances haven't been attracting the crowds they once did. But even so, we aren't doing that badly. All of us have taken quite deep cuts to our usual allowance. It still doesn't seem to be enough. Naturally, I, being the most recent addition to the troupe, am the first up to the chopping block. If you ask me, something doesn't add up. I know for a fact that our run in Bois de Quivo is quite respectable, and yet apparently our financial future is dangling over the precipice by a fraying thread. It's all more than a tad suspicious.
Sure.
So you suspect Miss Hitomi is taking more than her share?
We've all suspected it for some time, but I'm the only one who's willing to speak up about it. Everyone else knows I'll be the first to go, so they keep their heads down and wait to reap my share.
You've accused Miss Hitomi?
Of course not. I haven't got any proof, but you can bet I would if I did.
She does have what I suspected to be a combination in her tent, and there is that false compartment in her trunk. Maybe Faye's onto something here.
If you were let go, what would you do?
Oh, God, please don't ask me such things. I can't bear to think about it.
It's a serious question. Everyone needs a backup plan.
I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, what will I do? Kate couldn't be so heartless. Will they really just let me go? Will no one speak up for me? God, help me.
There she goes again.
There now. I'm sure there's a solution.
Yeah, let me just safeguard that bottle for you.
How long have you been a member of this troupe?
Oh, not long at all. Less than a year. I was the last one to join.
No, that won't be it. I was thinking maybe the combination had something to do with the order the performers were in, but if dissembling does have to do with Faye, that's not the last one in the combination, that's the third one. So, I don't know.
What did you do before you were a Queen's Mid-Atlantic player?
I was with another outfit based up in Fawcett, the Davies Traveling Spectacular. 15 years we were together. Anton, my husband, was our director, and I was the star. When I got too old to play the princesses and heroines, Anton would cast me as the ravishing queen. He always made sure I had a spot on center stage. 16 months ago, he passed away in a stagecoach accident. An enormous tragedy.
I'm terribly sorry.
So were we all. Anton was the fiercely beating heart of that troupe. Absolutely irreplaceable. The others couldn't imagine going on without him, so everyone just went their separate ways. Just like that, everything was gone. My heart's love, my director, my troupe, my livelihood. I'm sorry.
And reach for... Oh, nope, never
How
mind.
did you come to join Miss Hitomi's troupe?
Oh, the traveling theater world is quite small, you know. We all know one another and meet on the road from time to time. Kate heard what happened and wrote me a letter of condolence. We corresponded for a while. Eventually, she said she was passing by Fawcett and offered to take me in. Quite simply, she took pity on me.
Okay, let's try getting more info about the
What can you tell me
castmates.
about the other players?
Oh, such sweethearts. They've taken me in like a second family. Martine, especially. She's the daughter I never had. Dwayne is a good boy, but he keeps to himself. And dear Quentin. He and I have something of a friendly rivalry. Although he can get quite competitive at times, the old ham.
What drew you to the stage?
I've known I wanted to act since I was a girl. I would put on shows for my parents and the village children. I traveled to Falset to audition for Anton Davies' Traveling Spectacular. He had just formed the troupe then. First, I became his star actress, and soon enough, his wife.
I'll just leave you to it.
Yeah, none of that helped me. Can I take your alcohol?
Unhand that brandy. I need it for my nerves.
You want some tea?
Please, I haven't the time.
Apparently not. Hey, Nadine, you want some tea?
I'm not sure what I'd do with that.
Generally, people drink it, but okay, fine. Alright, let's have a look at these wax cylinders. Knights of Shining Armor, Villainous Intent, Saloon Sing-Along, Funeral Dirge. I guess let's just play them one by one, see what they do.
We used his music for Dwayne's character in our last show.
I take it he was the hero in that one too?
Yeah, that is right. He's playing all the heroes.
Okay. Write that down just in case. Alright, let's try Villainous Intent. Maybe this one will have something to do with Quentin. If Quentin decides to tie somebody to tracks.
Mr. Ellis in the show we did before.
What character did he play there?
A train robber.
Yep. Okay then. Saloon Sing-Along. If we assume each of the 4 cylinders has to do with each of the 4 castmates, who are we thinking is singing in a saloon?
This one.
I guess that's her then.
The first song I learned in English, you know.
You don't say. How does it go?
All of the little maidens go strolling along.
She loses her accent when she sings.
Come to sing them a song. All of the little children start dancing in line, and all of them have such a wonderful time. All have a wonderful time.
Interesting. Her accent all but disappears when she sings.
I might have an idea.
Miss Holder?
Yeah?
I must say, you've got a beautiful singing voice.
Oh,
And yes, I noticed the embezzling
I
topic.
couldn't help but notice how clearly your words come out in song.
Yeah, you're not the first to say this to me. I cannot explain it. It is just something which happens.
Say, I've just had a crazy idea. Rather than speaking your lines, why not sing them?
Sing them? That is an interesting thought, but would it not be strange?
Strange? Haven't you ever heard of opera?
But if only I am singing and no one else?
It's a little
Haven't you ever heard of
unorthodox,
musicals?
Sure, but isn't that what art is all about? Being expressive, doing the unexpected. I think it will really bring some emotion to the role. It'll be like your character is too pure to just say words. The feeling is so strong she has to sing them.
Yeah.
Damn, Harley's good at bullshitting.
Very well. I will try this next time.
Okay, so that's her taken care of. I'll ask this later.
Goodbye, Miss Holder.
Lovely to be speaking with you.
And just for the sake of completeness, hey, do you know you got a funeral dirge wax cylinder associated with you? I'm sure that's not symbolic or anything. You just, relax, have another sip.
Oh, I do not like this one.
Damn.
It reminds me of sad times.
It is rather grim. Have you used
Less
it in a
funeral
show
dirge,
before?
more Dracula.
Miss Atomi says audiences prefer happy endings.
Okay, so it doesn't particularly remind her of Faye. Interesting. All right. Well, I guess we don't really need this anymore, so I'll keep it in my pocket. That's what I'm going to do. And I guess let's start asking everybody about embezzling money.
Miss Holder?
Yeah?
Do you suspect that Miss Hitomi might be keeping money from you and your castmates?
What? No, never. Miss Atomi would not do such a thing. Who has told you this? Was it Mrs. Davies?
Well, yes.
I am not surprised. I think that of all of us, she is easily the most dramatic.
Goodbye, Miss
fair.
Holder.
Lovely to be speaking with you.
So let's see. As long as I'm in the neighborhood, let's go in this tent real quick before I talk to the boys. See if I can pick up one of these
Most
notes.
of these seem to be show notes. Othello, correct.
Okay, never mind. I was thinking maybe now that we know of Faye's suspicion, and she wants proof, I was thinking maybe I could pick up that note with a combination and show it to her, but I don't guess it would do much good.
A poster for the It's a poster for a musical show called Carondelet.
Oh, hang on. Maybe the dates are something to do with it. Delphi.
For the mystery at Delphi.
November 6th. Ah, come here. And Carondelet was June 2nd.
For a musical show called Carondelet. It opened on June 2nd.
All right. Let's see when Dissembling opened.
A poster for some show I've never heard of called The Dissembling Mechanism. Apparently it opened on New Year's Day.
Okay, so that's 1-1. Lastly,
Quentin
Othello.
Ellis is Othello.
October 7th.
Premiering October 7th.
10-7. Okay. Well, we have dates, but that didn't really help me much. I mean, it might. Because if we take the days, just ignore the months. If we take the days of them, then Othello opened on the 7th, Carondelet the 2nd, Dissembling the 1st, Delphi the 6th. And I think there were like at least 8 buttons on that trunk. And so maybe if we press them in that order, 7, 2, 1, 6. But while we're here, see if Quentin knows anything about embezzlement.
Could I have a moment? I heard a rumor that Miss Hitomi might be misappropriating the troupe's funds.
Poppycock, pure hearsay. I'll bet Faye put that poison in your mind. I have known Katie longer than anyone. She is many things, but never a thief.
Okay, interesting.
Is it true you used to have a magic act?
Why, yes, it is. Funny, I'd almost forgotten. Katie and I briefly tried our hand at stage magic. She was quite adept at sleight of hand, but in the end it wasn't our true métier. Too much meticulous planning and bulky, specialized equipment. No room for spontaneity and delight. No emotional connection. No, it wasn't for us.
Yeah, okay,
now,
cool.
Katie uses the old magic trunk to store costumes.
Oh. That didn't tell me anything about buttons and combinations, though, which I was hoping it would.
Appreciate the chat.
The pleasure was all mine.
Yeah, it was. Let's talk to Dwayne, although he probably has the same opinion about embezzlement.
Keep at it. Doing.
Oh, never mind. He's got no opinions on anything whatsoever except beating the shit out of Danny. All right, cool. I'll leave you to it. All right. Oh, wait. Hang on. Let me back out of that for a second.
All sorts.
Yeah. How do I get out of here? Exit. All right. Let me try looking at it. Maybe she'll notice the false buttons or something. Nope, never mind. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttons.
A brass button. Mr. Ellis said this was Miss Hitomi's old magic trunk. Maybe these buttons aren't just
Aha!
a decoration.
Now it occurs to her. Okay. So, 7, 2, 1, 6. Ha ha ha! Ooh.
Quite a bit of cash in here. So Miss Hitomi is skimming off the profits? Perhaps that book might shed some light on things.
Perhaps it might.
I'd better take a look at this. Huh. It seems Miss Hitomi's keeping the extra money to invest in the show. She calls it a rainy day fund, and she has a separate space for emergency salary reserve. So Mrs. Davies was wrong. I ought to show her this. Maybe it'll calm her down.
Interesting. Well, you were kind of right, you were kind of wrong. She is skimming money, but not for the reasons you think.
I found this ledger in Miss Hitomi's trunk, along with some cash.
So I was right. This is exactly the proof I was looking for.
It's not quite what you think. Look at the entries.
Rainy Day Fund. Emergency Salary Reserve. She isn't keeping this for herself.
She's setting it aside to help you all.
Oh dear, how embarrassing. What a fool I've been.
Yep. Can I have your whiskey now?
So now that you know your position is safe, will you get on stage and perform?
Yes, of course. Thank you for clearing up this misunderstanding. I really do appreciate it.
You want to give me your whiskey then?
I don't think she'll be needing this anymore.
Oh, Phil. Yeah, dragon looks thirsty.
Here, how about this for some fuel?
Yes, this will work. Excuse me, I must go backstage and set up the prop.
Hitting the prop right there, okay. Hi, how you doing?
Miss Hitomi?
Yes?
I think you can try a second rehearsal now.
Really? You sure?
No, but yes.
Positive. Let's get this show going.
Please. We got things to do, places to be.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a beautiful and charming princess.
How I love my land. The people are kind, the water fresh, and the day sunny and bright.
The princess was loved and admired by everyone in the land, except one. An evil wizard coveted the kingdom and kidnapped the princess, intending to marry her and gain the throne.
Hark! You may think me evil, but wait until you discover my true intentions.
To ensure she could not escape, he summoned a terrifying dragon to guard her.
Shouldn't he be doing that the other way if the dragon's behind him? Holy shit!
However, all was not lost.
Enter Mike Tyson.
For a young hero rose to the challenge.
I shall battle the dragon and save the princess. That is, if my dear mother lets me.
My dearest boy, proud as I am of your bravery, I worry so for your safety.
Fear not, mother, for I shall return victorious from battle.
And so the brave lad rode to the castle and confronted the mighty dragon.
Oh, that's new.
Foul beast! Your end is nigh!
Colossal Cave did it!
With the dragon defeated, our brave hero rescued the princess and vanquished the wizard.
Curses! My plans have been foiled.
Oh, my brave son has returned.
Ah, your highness, I am smitten by your beauty. Will you marry me?
Yes, yes, gladly will I marry you.
And they lived happily ever after.
I'm kind of sad it didn't give me the heckling option it gave me with Jake.
At least we made it through to the end that time. Your fixes made a big difference. It's given me a lot to consider. Quentin has offered to do some rewrites. I'm sure he'll get us in good shape by next week.
Glad to be of service.
I'm curious to know how it all turns out. Send me a note at the Rosewater Post after you premiere.
Gladly.
We should be on our way. Miss Johnson.
I've been saying that this whole time!